Good morning, everyone. Hold on. Hello there, everyone. My name is Ron Thibodeau, and I'm the proud principal of Chaparral Middle School. It is my pleasure to welcome you to this promotional video for our promoting class of 2020. Over the next little while, you will see all of the slides created by our students to represent their promotion, as well as you'll hear some closing thoughts from myself, but also from our Cougar of the Year. And you'll hear some beautiful contributions from our choir as well. With that, I would like to start this performance, I should say this promotion, by introducing our ASB president, Miss Maya Pack, to do the pledge to our flag. Maya?
Hi, my name is Maya Pack. Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. Place your right hand over your heart. Ready, begin. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Maya. That was fantastic. Now, it is my distinct pleasure to introduce the national anthem sung by several members of our Cougar Choir.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Thank you. That was wonderful. It's my opportunity now to address the class of 2020 for the last time as their principal. Well, actually, there will be one more opportunity. Hello there, class of 2020. Given the circumstances of the past several weeks, I hope that each of you has taken time to reflect on your past 3 years here at Chaparral Middle School, and that you have come to some degree of acceptance of the reality of these uncertain times. This is not the way that I intended to provide your promotion speech. Nevertheless, here we are. Let's take it in. Let's take in this moment for what it is and remember it. Remember how you're feeling today. I promise this is a time in your life that you will long remember. But before we move on to the rest of this address, I would like to take an opportunity to say some very necessary thank yous. First, to the parents of the class of 2020. Without your support, our students would not be the successes that they are. Cougars, be sure to thank your parents. They are awesome. Trust me, Cougars, they are awesome. From the staff at Chaparral Middle School, we know that we could not do what we do without your support, and we thank you, the parents of the promoting class of 2020. I'd also like to take an opportunity to thank the staff at Chaparral Middle School. It's not everybody that has it in them to work with hundreds of 10 to 14-year-olds every single day for many hours. But our teachers do, our staff does, and they do it really well. Our students are lucky to have teachers, counselors, and support staff like you. Many of our parents watching this have developed a very, very increased admiration of our middle school staff, given the experiences teaching at home over the past several weeks. And so I would like to be very overt in thanking our teachers and staff. Thank you for your influence on the class of 2020. They certainly appreciate you. And with those thank yous out of the way, I now get to address you, class of 2020. If I were describing the class of 2020 here at Chaparral Middle School, I would have to go with one of a kind. We've promoted 43 8th grade classes to the high school level here at Chaparral, and your class will certainly always be one of a kind. And the circumstances have kind of contributed to that. And as much as a bummer as it is that you, the class of 2020, did not get to finish the last quarter of your 8th grade year the way that you had anticipated it, there have been some benefits. We should acknowledge those right now. Perhaps you've overlooked these. So let's talk about them. You've learned the skill of distance learning in a very intimate way. As you move forward with your education, you'll be versed in distance learning, and you can apply that moving forward. Many colleges and universities can be attended entirely online. If you choose that path, you'll hit the ground running. That's a good thing. You've also spent more time with your family than any other promoting class. And though some of you might see that as a burden right now, I promise that you'll look back at this time, and by and large, you'll smile at all of the extra time that you got to spend with your family. That's right. You will look back and appreciate the extra time with your parents, with your brothers and sisters, with the extended family that you may be spending additional time with right now. Did you learn that you had more in common with them than you thought? Maybe less? Did you find out that you like them more? Could be that you like them less. But you would never have known that had you not had all of this extra time over the past 8 weeks. Perhaps never before in American history have families had so much time to bond as in the past several months. And in the future, you'll look back at this time fondly. But perhaps the best thing to come out of this school closure will be your development of independence and resilience. Independence because you've had to learn how to take responsibility for your own educational growth. Some of you did great with this. Others of you, really, not so much. But you've had to become more independent because you've had less people looking over your shoulder and explaining to you, don't forget to do that, or don't forget this, or this is the best way. You've had to make those decisions on your own, and you've garnered more independence because of it. Resilience, because life does not always play nice. Plans change, intentions change. Success doesn't always follow a straight line. And you know that now for sure. You've had to overcome some adversity. You've had to learn how to roll with change. And guess what? The world changes quickly, and you'll have to be able to keep up with that in the future. So yeah, this wasn't the end of the middle school that most of you were looking forward to, but you've experienced it in a one-of-a-kind way, and you're better off for it. And guess what? You didn't have testing this year, so that's not so bad. And one more thing, you're still ready for that next level. You're ready to go to high school. You've been ready. You're ready to make all of us here at Chaparral proud as you go on to your high schools and to college after that. We will know that you will always take with you your experiences here, and you will have always proven to be Cougar strong. Class of 2020, you're a special group. You've worked hard to become the successful students that you are, and we are so, so proud of you. On behalf of the staff at Chaparral Middle School, we congratulate you, class of 2020. You are truly one of a kind. Thank you. Cougars, it is my distinct pleasure to introduce to you now to the 2020 Cougar of the Year, Miss Kelly Hsu. Kelly?
Hello, class of 2020. This is Kelly Hsu. It is an honor to be the Cougar of the Year for the 2019 to 2020 school year. Sadly, it is our last year at Chaparral Middle School. During these 3 years, we've been through a lot, especially this year. However, we should remember that there isn't a challenge the class of 2020 has not met, reaching all the way back to our first year at Chaparral. As 6th graders, we faced the challenge of adjusting to this new school, having been recently promoted from an elementary school. But there will always be some things that we will never forget. For example, Camp Arrowhead. I'm sure that we all have fond memories of Camp Arrowhead, as it was our first outdoor camp that we had with this specific group of friends. For some of us, it was the first time that we have traveled without our parents. And for some of our parents, it was the first time that they had the house to themselves in the last decade. I will never forget the most challenging hike of all, Strawberry Peak. And I'm sure that no one will forget how many people slipped and fell on that hike. However, we pushed ourselves to reach the end of the hike and did not let a mountain or slippery footing stop us from reaching our goal. In 7th grade, we were considered the middle children. I am sure that many of us recall the memorable trip to Camp Catalina. Even then, the class of 2020 was called upon to adapt to extraordinary circumstances when the trip was extended by a day due to bad weather. We were supposed to go home on a Wednesday, remember? However, the class of 2020 persevered and saw the opportunity to spend extra time for more activities than previous classes. 8th grade, our last year, had a different situation. Somehow we survived a pandemic and experienced distant learning, which, safe to assume, none of us have ever experienced before. The change of distance learning was personally really hard for me to adapt in the beginning, as I'm sure it was for a lot of us. But as time went on, I got used to the idea of distance learning and doing everything from the comfort of my home. The class of 2020 is very adaptable. I, and I'm sure lots of you, were really disappointed when we had to cancel a lot of events. But I've learned to focus on the good instead of the bad. However, not everything has been negative here at middle school. For many of us, it was a chance to get involved on campus. I was fortunate enough to take part in spring musical and choir for all 3 years of middle school. The amount of time and effort that were put into each performance brought us all closer together. They are like a second family to me, and I know I could trust them no matter what. I am sure that all of you had an event that you put a lot of work in and were able to improve at. Clubs like these provided us new ways to meet new people and to give back to others. I, as you know, was elected as the 8th grade president, so I joined ASB in the middle of the year. ASB has taught me a lot about how students contribute to the school. I've always taken for granted all the events that ASB had organized until I was involved. We put a lot of work into many events, such as the pep rally. As a member of ASB, I learned to be optimistic. I became more open to what others have to say and learn from their perspective. Chaparral has given us a lot of opportunities and has helped us prepare for the future. Thank you to the Wilna Valley Board of Education and the educational leaders at the district office. Thanks to everyone in administration for providing us everything we need to be in such a wonderful school. Thank you to all the teachers that have supported the students and have helped us to become better students. Thank you to all the parents that have supported the school and the students. Last but not least, thank you to all the students and friends who have been with us every step of the way. Congratulations, class of 2020.